What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. And today, June 12th, 2026, we have the most comprehensive and most urgent Patriots update we have delivered in weeks because the trade buzz swirling around New England right now is not just loud, it is deafening. And the developments that have dropped in the last 24 to 48 hours are painting the clearest picture yet of what this roster is going to look like when training camp opens and how genuinely terrifying this team could be for every single franchise competing for the AFC title this season. So let us get into every single detail right now because there is a lot happening simultaneously and all of it matters enormously. Let us start with the minicamp development that dropped this morning and immediately had every Patriots reporter buzzing, because what happened at day one of mandatory minicamp in Foxborough sent a message louder than any press release ever could. Christian Gonzalez was present. Kayshon Boutte was present. Two players whose names have dominated every roster conversation for the past 3 weeks. The cornerback holding out for a market-resetting extension, and the wide receiver linked to a trade following A.J. Brown's arrival. Both showed up to mandatory minicamp and practiced with the team. Now on the surface, that might sound like a simple attendance note, but the implications run much deeper. Gonzalez being present tells you his camp and the Patriots front office are still engaged in active extension conversations and that neither side has reached the kind of bitter impasse that forces a holdout to carry into the summer. Boutte being present tells you that whatever trade conversations are happening around him have not yet reached a conclusion, and that he is maintaining his professionalism while his situation gets resolved. Both of those details are important for understanding exactly where this roster stands, heading into the most critical stretch of the offseason. But here is the headline that has the entire AFC on notice today, and it comes from Musket Fire, one of the most reliable Patriot-specific outlets covering this franchise. Their reporting published just 1 day ago stated explicitly that one NFL insider believes the A.J. Brown trade might not be New England's last blockbuster move of the 2026 offseason. Read that again carefully. Not their last big move. Not their last free agent signing. Their last blockbuster move. That is the language of a reporter who has sources telling them something significant is still in the pipeline. And when you combine that reporting with the 3 additional trades, Musket Fire identified as realistic possibilities for New England before the 2026 season begins, the picture that emerges is of a franchise that views itself as 1 or 2 moves away from being the most dangerous team in the entire AFC heading into September. Now let us talk about those 3 potential moves specifically, because each one addresses a real roster need and each one has genuine credibility given what we know about New England's cap space and draft capital. The first and most talked about possibility is still the Stefon Diggs reunion, and it has taken on renewed urgency this week after Yardbarker reported that veteran Boston sports personality Paul Fitzgerald said Diggs could end up back on the Patriots before long. The jersey number 8 situation, where Kyle Williams specifically declined to take Diggs' old number, continues to generate enormous speculation. A.J. Brown's arrival does not close the door on Diggs because the financial math works and because the receiver room beyond Brown and Romeo Doubs still has legitimate depth questions that a savvy veteran slot receiver could immediately answer. Julian Edelman, one of the greatest receivers in Patriots history, came out this week and compared A.J. Brown's locker room impact to that of the legendary Randy Moss. And if you remember what the 2007 Patriots offense looked like with Moss as the number 1, Wes Welker in the slot, and multiple weapons surrounding Tom Brady, the idea of Brown as the new Moss with Doubs and potentially Diggs filling complementary roles becomes genuinely intoxicating. The second potential move that deserves serious attention involves the pass rush situation, because the Patriots losing Khyiris Tonga to the Kansas City Chiefs in free agency created a gap at interior run stopper that Musket Fire reporting this week suggests the front office is more comfortable with than fans might expect, specifically because of how highly they view young defensive tackle Corey Durden as Tonga's heir apparent. But the edge rush depth beyond Harold Landry and rookie Gabe Jacobs remains a question mark, and names like Max Crosby of the Las Vegas Raiders continue to generate persistent trade speculation. ABC7's NFL trade deadline candidates piece this week specifically mentioned the Patriots alongside the Cowboys, Bills, and Bears as teams that could find themselves in serious contention for Crosby if New England is rolling in the standings come October and needs one final dominant edge piece to push them over the top. The Raiders are not actively shopping Crosby right now, but in a league where Myles Garrett just got traded to the Los Angeles Rams in a deal that shocked absolutely everyone, the idea of an in-season Crosby acquisition cannot be dismissed. And speaking of the AFC power structure, The NFL's own analysis this week delivered a verdict that every Patriots fan should read and feel enormously confident about heading into 2026. All three of New England's divisional opponents, the Buffalo Bills, Miami Dolphins, and New York Jets, enter the season with brand new defensive coordinators who are all first-timers at the NFL level. Jim Leonhard in Buffalo, Sean Duggan in Miami, Brian Duker in New York. Three rookie defensive coordinators simultaneously trying to figure out how to stop an offense that just added one of the most physically dominant receivers in football alongside Drake May, Romeo Doubs, Eli Raridon, and a completely overhauled offensive line. The analysis specifically stated that A.J. Brown's arrival is poised to bring massive challenges to those three first-time coordinators as they game plan for the Patriots in 2026. New England won the AFC East in 2025. They went to the Super Bowl. They added Brown. And their three divisional opponents are each being led defensively by someone who has never called plays at this level before. The competitive advantage the Patriots carry into 2026 within their own division is staggering. And then there is the power ranking validation that dropped this week that put a number on exactly what the football world thinks about what New England has built. Bleacher Report bumped the Patriots all the way up to number 2 in their updated NFL power rankings following the A.J. Brown trade. Number 2 in the entire league. Only one team ranked ahead of them. That is the football establishment acknowledging in the clearest possible terms that what Mike Vrabel and Elliott Wolf have constructed in Foxborough is genuinely elite. A roster that is not just good enough to compete, but good enough to be considered among the 2 or 3 most dangerous teams in professional football heading into the fall. And Drake May himself said this week at minicamp that he is looking forward to starting off with a bang in the Super Bowl LX rematch against the Seattle Seahawks on September 9th. That is not a quarterback who is nervous about his team's ceiling. That is a quarterback who sees the weapons around him, feels the confidence of his coaching staff, and is ready to announce himself to the world on the biggest possible stage in Week 1. The bottom line on June 12, 2026 is this. The New England Patriots are not done. The A.J. Brown trade was enormous and franchise-altering and exactly what this offense needed. But the insider reporting coming out of this week is clear that another blockbuster move could still be coming before training camp. Gonzalez and Bout are both at minicamp, and both situations are still unresolved. The Diggs reunion buzz is louder than ever, with the jersey number detail adding fuel to the fire. The power rankings have New England at number 2 in the entire NFL. Drake May is fired up. The AFC East is vulnerable. And Bleacher Report just handed this franchise a report card that says they are the biggest threat to whoever stands between them and another Super Bowl run. The AFC race just changed the moment A.J. Brown put on that number 11 Patriots jersey. And it could be about to change again. Subscribe to this channel right now and hit that notification bell, because when the next move drops out of Foxborough, I will have the complete breakdown ready for you immediately. Drop a comment below and tell me, what is the one additional move you want the Patriots to make before training camp that would make this roster truly unstoppable? Let me hear it. Like this video, share it with every Patriots fan you know, and I will see you in the very next one. Let us go New England.